Welcome to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. I'm, of course, Dr. Cush, along with my barback Kyle. I'm not a real doctor, but I did spend almost 2 decades running some of LA's best bars. After years of teaching classes and training bartenders, I want to demystify the cocktail world for you. Let's try a few new things as I open up my bar to everybody. Belly up, chat, and let's have a drink.
Don't do that. Welcome everybody to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. I am Dr. Cush, and tonight we are acid adjusting. How come? We are in the middle of the summer of acid. We are acid adjusting a juice that is, and let me just say this, maligned, heavily maligned. By who? Mostly me. I love oranges. I love them. Eat them raw. I don't even cook my oranges. I eat my oranges raw, off the tree. It's crazy. It's crazy to watch me do that. Anyway, orange juice has been a bit of an issue in tiki drinks and in all drinks for quite some time because I believe, and this is just my theory, just a guy with a theory, no big deal. I believe that they've gotten sweeter over time. Where they used to be very citrusy, they are now kind of a sweet little treat. We're going to adjust that. That's how acid adjustment works. We're going to make that, and then we're going to put them into a cocktail called the Fog Cutter, a fabulous cocktail by a guy named Victor. The bummer, small bummer, my bar doesn't have everything. Look how small it is. It's only this wide. It only goes, can I touch both sides? Yeah, it's my arm span. I ran out of brandy. I think I drank it all. So anyway, we're going to make it with whiskey instead. You know, what are you going to stop me? Can't stop me. Can't stop. Won't stop. Let's get into this orange. We're going to go ahead and slice this orange right down the middle. Look at that. One of Kyle's oranges looking even better than the day that it was just a little flower because nobody wants to eat a flower. We're also going to reach in here for our handy dandy little, what do you call this? Weight. A little measurement, or a little scale. That's the word I'm looking for. When we're doing acid adjusting, it is important to do as much of it by weight as possible. Do not just eyeball this. A little here and there is going to make a huge difference. So let's start off by getting our, we're going to squeeze it into one of these first. There we go. We don't want to do it by eyeballing because we're getting scientific today, y'all. Very, very scientific. So let's squeeze out as much orange juice as we can. We're hoping that Kyle's orange is not starting off great. We're hoping that Kyle's orange can get us up to 94 grams of orange juice. Come on, Kyle. Come on, Kyle. What do we need? What do we need here? It's looking a little low, but we're mentioning Kiss Monstrum. As you can see that on the bar. It's right. Oh, you can't see where I'm pointing my mouse. Kiss Monstrum. Very expensive rum. Nice. Nice enough. Let's see what else we got in here. Come on, Kyle. Come on, Kyle's orange. I don't think we're going to get it. Oh, well, not if we're going to spray it back at myself. Well, we're going to see what we got. Kyle. Kyle, can you bring me that little juicer thing that goes like this? Wait. I want that. We're going to try and get it. We're going to wipe off the orange juice all over here. Looks like a murder. We're going to open this up. We're going to put this on. We're going to hold this button down. And then we're going to tear it. Start on over here with 0 grams and see, is there a chance that we got 94 grams? Not even close. We have 39 grams. That's not going to do it. Kyle's a wheat. Oh, here comes a wheat. Thank you. Appreciate you, buddy. Doing great. Kyle says hi. See if we can't get more out of this. Really squeeze. Come on, more orange juice. Come on, more orange juice. Everybody say it together. Come on, more orange juice. now we just made a mess. Put that there. More orange juice. Come on, we need double the amount at least. We need more than double the amount. Okay. Bloop. I got good news and bad news. The good news, the bad news is that I don't think we have enough orange juice. Let's see what else we got in here. 54. All right, we're gonna half it. I cannot believe what is going on in this world when we can't even get our oranges. We're gonna go to 52 grams. Tear that out. 50, or we're gonna go to 40, was it? Yeah, 52, 40. Can somebody tell me what 95 and a half is? It's 47. We're gonna go to 47 grams. We're gonna do everything 47 grams. Great. We're at 47 grams. Looking great. And then we're gonna measure out our acid. We're doing a little halfer. I don't even think that's enough for the drink. Should have squeezed it beforehand. Let's then measure out our acid. What kind of acid are we going to be using today? Because there is citric acid in the orange, we're going to be using citric acid. Absolutely. But, and get this, we're also going to be using malic acid. These are our basic acids when we are talking about cocktailing. Citric acid, malic acid. Don't worry. Soon, we're going to get into other acids. The Brown's acids. We're probably going to get into car acid. We're going to get into all kinds of fun acids. That means we need 1.5 grams of our citric acid. So let's just slowly. 1.5 grams. We're at 131. There we go. And we're going to use our handy dandy little siphonator. Throw this in here. Excellent. Go ahead and tear that again. We're going to get into malic acid. Malic acid is the acid that we have from, we're going to have to go over this a lot. But malic acid is the acid that comes from apples. We get a lot of apple acid here. We need 1 gram of this. I've gone to 2 grams. I looked up for a second like a buffoon. Went to 2 grams. Let's go back in. Did we get 1 gram right here? 1 gram. Great. Throw this in here. Right here. Ooh. Perfect. Nailed it. Nailed it. Really doing a little praying, a little thinking, a little hoping. Oh, Tiki Court, if you have one more wish, could you wish that we have enough orange juice? I don't want to steal a wish. I mean, if you had other, I mean, you know, I don't want to say frivolously, but frivolously earlier, you wished that everybody had a good day. Is that wish-worthy? I don't know. Okay, let's get into this cocktail then. This cocktail is called the Fog Cutter. It has been called, not by me, other than right now as I'm about to do it, it has been called by some the Long Island iced tea of tiki drinks. Cool. How come? How come? Well, it uses an awful lot of different liquors. This was a Vic situation. We all know Vic, Victor Bergeron, proprietor of Hinky Dinks, and eventually Trader Vic's. He was not a rum runner the same way that Dawn was. So I think we have to pour this in first. So what I'm looking for is 2 ounces of orange juice. I think that's 2 ounces. I think that's 2 ounces. We're obviously going to have to start messing with the ingredients here just a little bit because we no longer have to put lime juice in here. So we have to start messing with some of the amounts that are going in here. So let's see. Do we have 2 full ounces of acid-adjusted orange juice? I'm about to find out. We're about to find out. 2 full ounces of some acid-adjusted orange juice. Okay, that's the 1.5 mark right there. Do you think this is half an ounce? It's so close. We're going to call it. Put in 2 ounces of some OJ, orange juice. Orange juice for those of you who are acrostically inept. Hold on. Okay, we're gonna build the rest of this. We need 3 different liquors. We need some rum, we need some gin, and we need some brandy. I don't have brandy, so instead we're gonna be replacing it with a little bit of whiskey. I'm gonna find a whiskey that is similar in stature to a brandy. Trace. We're going with Trace, baby. This is what's known in the industry. This is an industry term I'm about to throw out at you guys. It's called a bourbon. From Bourbon, Kentucky. 51% corn, new char white oak barrels, only made in the United States, all that stuff. We need 1 full ounce of this. I'm gonna go just a little short on all of these pours. Just a touch short there. We need half an ounce of some gin. I got it. Nailed it. This is Rangoni gin. It's called Alto gin. Very, very piney. It's certainly not a London Dry. We only need a half an ounce of it though. So we want something that's gonna stand up. London Dry will work just fine. But half an ounce of some gin. Bloop. And also, and above all else, we need the big boy. Coming in with some Bacardi. This is a Puerto Rican style rum made by a man named, and this is not a joke, Funducio. Funducio. Go ahead and put in 1.5 ounces of some white rum. All kinds of white rum will work in here. I think this is just an example of one white rum. There's lots of white rums. I want to hear how all these other white rums are better. I don't want to hear it. I'm done hearing it. I can't hear that anymore. This right here is a thing called orgeat. Orgeat is an almond syrup with some rose water, a little bit of orange flower water. It's a syrup, so there's sugar in it. There's all kinds of stuff. We need half an ounce of this guy right here. Boop. Excellent. Okay. This is the basic building blocks. Now, of course, if we were instead going to be building a drink that was not acid adjusted, we would need to acid adjust it by adding different juices into it. What juices would we put in there? Lime juice. Be lime juice, or most likely lemon juice, which is just citric acid. We are going with a lime flavor because if we're adding just citric acid to the orange, we're going to come across a fairly boring acid-adjusted orange. Instead, we're going into our Malik back pocket and getting that into our drink. Let's go ahead and crack this guy open right here. I had this problem last time, and I did not fix it. I did not fix it. How do I get the... Why are you stuck? Let's talk about the science of ice getting stuck. Is this fun? Ah! I heard a crack. I heard a crack, and we're good. Everybody out. Perfect. Gonna go ahead and give this a little bit of ice right there. Throw that in there. Let all of those pineapple fronds fall to the ground, and we're gonna give this a shake. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Let's see. The Spirit Lab. Good to see you, Spirit Lab. If you're not watching the Spirit Lab, hop on over to his YouTube channel. A spectacular spirits, a spirited lab. He's like a chocolate lab situation over there. Very fun. Drinks. Pop on over, say hi to the Spirit Lab. Previously known as Phantom Flavors. And then previously before that known as a low-carb cocktail guy. Another very, very nice person in the tiki space. Would you say that you're in the tiki space? I think he's just in the booze space. All right, we're gonna go ahead and fill this guy up as much as we can with our crushy ice. Everybody in. Crushy, crushy, crushy. Ice, ice, ice. All the way to the top because we put in just a little less juice. Same amount of booze. A little less ice. Uh-oh. This is dangerous. The Spirit Lab is here. Spirit Lab, real name, is Frank. I also want to let you know right here, this is a different Frank. That means that for the first time ever, the Franks outnumber the Amy's 2-1. Franks, if you were ever going to attack, tonight is the night. There's only one Amy. Only one Amy in here. Now's your time. We're gonna go ahead and pour this right into our drinky drink. There we go, right up to the top. Excellent. And then, this is, of course, going to be a fog cutter, thus needing some Amontillado sherry. If you've never had Amontillado sherry before, I am a big fan of just any sherry. Any sherry you hand me, big fan. Who's a sherry? What's a person named that's sherry? Don't worry about it. We're gonna do a whole thing. We're not going to anymore. We're gonna float this on top. This is for the smell of it. You want an Amontillado because it is a little darker and it has that nutty smell. You want some nut to be in there. Oh, it has begun. The Spirit Lab shall prevail. Yeah, the Franks really coming at it. Did Amy Beer run away? Amy Beer doing the right thing. Hiding. Sometimes the only way to win, hide. We're gonna throw in a little umbrella. And why not? We did an orange, we did an acid adjusted orange. Why not throw a dehydrated orange right in there? And then we're gonna find one of Bon Bon's Bong Shop straws. Get it all the way to the bottom. Now, this is gonna be important. Not super important, it's just drinks. It's just, guys, it's just cocktails, don't worry about it. But we want a straw that's gonna let us get our little noses close to this because we aren't gonna even be tasting that Amontillado sherry until the very end. We're gonna drink all of this. See all this part? We're gonna drink all of this, and then the other part's gonna sink, sink, sink. This is science. This is how science works. We're gonna do that, and then we're gonna get all the way down here, and then the Amontillado sherry. So what do we need then instead? Well, how do we want to enjoy this instead? We want to smell it. So this is a perfect straw. Find yourself a nice perfect straw. How are you gonna do that? Oh, Google it. I don't know. But we're gonna get our nose right in here. We're gonna smell, ooh, Amontillado. There's no way to say that without sounding like you are from the San Fernando Valley in Los Angeles. Amontillado, oh, Amontillado. Perfect for the summer of acid. Let's give this a little sip. No lime. None at all. Nice and tart. Interesting. As this, that is a Halloween umbrella, yes. It's a Halloween umbrella. I don't want to give anything away. I use the same umbrellas over and over. As soon as this show is over, I'm going to take this umbrella, I'm going to put it right back there. And that's it. And by the end of this, I will have built up enough cocktail residue on the ends of all of my umbrellas that I will have a whole brand new cocktail ready to go. Since this is an experiment, that's how this works. I will say that for me, this is too tart. This is too tart. The acid adjusted orange juice, which is gone now, pretty tart. pretty tart. So I think what we would need then in the future is to adjust. So we're going to acid adjust the orange juice, and then we're going to adjust the cocktail for the acid adjusted situation. Now, of course, because there's a floater, I can't really just pour another ingredient in here, but I would bump up that orgeat by double. So instead of half an ounce of orgeat, I would dump it up to a full ounce of orgeat. Let the lime and the lemon from the acid and the orange sing, but also balance it out so that we find a good thing. This is what the Summer of Acid is all about. It is not just about nailing this every single time. I have to do a presentation in August about acid and how acid affects cocktails. And so we have to make mistakes. This is a mistake. This is a mistake. Too sour. Too sour. Let me get back in here and see what I think. Chuck says, like garlic, you can never add too much orgeat. That's too much. But to be fair, I don't eat garlic raw either. So I suppose just adding a little bit extra garlic. Let's throw a little orgeat in here. Let's see how much. Let's put my little money where my mouth is. Good thing. A big mouth, a little money. This is going to be working out for me. We're going to put in another half an ounce of some orgeat. There we go. We're going to dump that in. We don't want that just to sit there, though. Different specific gravities. If we watch it, can we see it? Oh, no, can't see it like that. It's kind of floating through here. Let's give this a nice little stir. I'm going to be completely frank with you guys. Uh-oh. If I'm going to be frank with you guys, that means 3 Franks versus 1 Amy, and now we're going to be in some trouble. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have never, the fog cutter never been one of my favorite cocktails. I think that it is touch boring. That is better. That is better. Okay, so what did we learn today? I'm going to tell you. Because orange, this is my theory. We're going to theorize and we're going to fix it again. No, Kyle is terrified. 3 Franks. Too many Franks. Because we acid adjusted the orange juice, we have to take into consideration that orange juice is, in the words of Jason Asher, already a half sour. So normally, if we would put in 1 ounce of lemon juice and then another half ounce of that, the math is not mathing to me. The math is not mathing. If we were to adjust a cocktail, like if I was to look at this cocktail and be like, yeah, this is how I did it. We're gonna take out all the lemon juice, which should be 2 ounces of lemon juice, which is a lot of lemon juice. Shouldn't then taking that out and then putting in that into the orange juice and then bumping up the orange juice, shouldn't that then mean that we would have the same amount of sour? Clearly not. Okay. Good to know. Okay. So in the Summer of Acid, not only are we going to have to deal with how acid affects drinks, we're going to now have to deal with it on how acid affects cocktail math in order. The acid has become sentient, I believe, inside of me. And how the acid affects the cocktail math. Because if the math doesn't math in this one, then I have a feeling it's not going to math in a lot of them, and we're going to be in some real trouble. Okay, wait, how are there 4 Amy's now? 1 second. We have... what's up, Cocktail Lulu? Good to see you. Barf, gag me with a spoon. You can either say Amontillado and make it sound like you are definitely from the San Fernando Valley, or you can say... gag me with a spoon. That's another thing you can definitely say to indicate that you are from the valley. Yeah, and Kyle is terrified because there's sentient acid. Yeah, the acid has become tough. Okay, in the daiquiri, I thought it was great. I even had Jen and Kyle after the show come through and play the game. Both of them were able to pick out the pseudo juice Both of them were able to pick out that it was their favorites, so I was not wrong. And then they both had a difficult time figuring out which one was the real lime juice and which was the acid solution lime juice. So now I'm confused about why when we acid adjust this, why does it become so acidy? Okay. Okay. Oh, I see. Chuck is going to become Amy's proxy. So it's still 3 Franks, if I'm going to be frank. And I'm trying to be frank with you guys. Still 3 Franks to 2 Amy's, so you guys are going to need something else. Polish brandy is so sweet that if you use that for brandy, a Polish fog cutter offsets an overly sour lemon. I will tell you that I used a bourbon in this and not a brandy. I changed 2 things, and that could be where I went wrong. Here's where Kyle went wrong. He is now going to be 2 Amy's. So now it's 4 to 3. Frank has allowed me to be frank. There's a lot going on, I think is what I'm getting at. There's a lot going on here. Okay, this was a failed experiment in a good way. Why is it a failed experiment in a good way? Why am I asking myself questions to make myself sound smarter? I have explanations for both of those. One, when you ask yourself a question and are able to answer it immediately, you sound like you know what's going on. I try not to do that in my regular life, but I do it here. Second of all, it's a failed experiment in a good way because we learned something. We learned that acid adjustment will mean also sweetness adjustment, and that is going to have to come in the form of somewhere. It's going to have to come from somewhere, and in this cocktail specifically, it was supposed to come in the form of orgeat, but the orgeat never stood a chance. The orgeat was like 1 Amy standing up against all 3 Franks. I mean, listen, I believe in Amy. I believe that Amy Beer is a fighter, and I will say this. I think she's a scrapper. I think that Amy Beer put into the octagon would stand a good chance against all 3 of us Franks. I still think she would lose. I think one of the Franks, cheap shot, I can see it coming. Cheap shot, just a rabbit punch to the head. That'd be the end of it. But I do think Amy would put up a good fight. I do not think that the orgeat put up as good of a fight in this cocktail as I believe that Amy Beer would put if we were to put Amy Beer in the Franktagon. Oh God, the hashtag Cush cutter is now starting to trend. I made a Cush cutter. Oh no. My dad, he might still be here. My dad used to say something, and I still say it to this day. First of all, I cross my arms just like my dad, and I pick my elbow just like my dad. This is how we stand when we're nervous. I do that. And second thing, he would say, "Don't do anything I wouldn't do, and if you do, don't name it after me." That's brilliant. I think that's a brilliant little thing to say as somebody's leaving. Please don't name this cocktail after me. I do not think it's right. We could fix it, but I promise you guys 30 minutes. Oh my God. We're at 50 minutes. Amy took karate for a long time. This is what I'm saying. Amy is scrappy. Amy would put up a good fight. I think she would. I've met Amy in real life. Given Amy 7 or 8 hugs. One of those huggable people I know. I have not met the other 2 Franks in real life. I think that Amy could take me, for sure. I think that with any level of karate, I think anybody could take me. So I think I would be out. I think it would be the other 2 Franks, because I don't know what their fighting style is. I think probably Frank from the Spirit Lab. Chug a bottle of agricole, like Popeye. Get in there, punch you out. And then Frank Explorations, been all around the world. Oh, well, never mind. Frank Exploration is a lover, not a fighter. The Spirit Lab teaches karate. Okay, well, all right, we figured it out then. All right, okay, 1 experiment figured out. In a 1 Amy versus 3 Frank fight, I think that our best bet is going to be the Spirit Lab Frank. Teaches it. Where meanwhile, Frank and I will be off, drinking whatever we're drinking or loving whatever we're loving. Second of all, something to consider. You diluted your acid in an acid and therefore increased the concentration. Next time, okay, this is why we do this. This is why we do this. I was bummed, and now it's a double failed experiment with double win. Something to consider, you diluted your acid in an acid and therefore increased the concentration. Next time, dilute it in water and add to OJ. Yes, but let me then ask you this, because if we're gonna do cocktail math, how long have we gone? If we're gonna do cocktail math, we then have to decide, do we have to change our ice? Because we don't want over dilution in our cocktail. We don't want it to go beyond, as my friend, who is now in a video game called Marvel Rivals, no big deal. Name was Elia. He and I used to teach classes together. He would say we would take it beyond its blossom point. He's very poetic, tall and poetic. Okay. Yes, cocktail math makes my head hurt. Cocktail math, technically you said cocktail math makes my head hurt. I agree. I got to think about this. The good news is I will have one extra day this week. We are coming back here on Friday. Got to get down on Friday. We're going to be back here on Friday. We are going to continue to work on our cocktail math. I'm going to take what Dougie is saying here. Dougie, who seems to know something. Smart guy. Hug this guy a few times too. I don't know why I keep telling who I've hugged. Well, hugger and teller, apparently. Really nice guy and seems to know something. Perhaps diluting acid in acid is the wrong way to go. Diluting our acid in some water and then adjusting, instead of adjusting for sweetness, we start adjusting for dilution. That seems like our next thing. So the summer of acid is going to incorporate a lot of cocktail math. One of those things is going to be dilution. One of those things is going to be bricks, which is related to sweetness. I don't feel like the alcohol is affected yet, but fear not. We're going to be getting into carbonic acid here very soon. And let me tell you about carbonic acid, that will definitely affect our ethanol. So, well, Roger said something similar. Roger, I'll be very honest with you, Roger. Let me just try to find when's the last time Roger said anything. One sec. Roger? I got nothing. Roger, I don't know what's happening. I love when Roger comments. I laugh every time that Roger says something. I can't see it. Hopefully Roger's all right. If Roger said the same thing, Doug, I take back everything I said about you. Take what I said about Doug, give it to Roger. Thank you. That'll be all for me. Thank you so much for everybody convening at Dr. Cush Exotic Drinks for this 1 hour long show. We did it. Should I do the next 6 minutes and just call it a day? No. Summer's still days away. Shouldn't this be the late spring of acid? Yes. It's like 1,000,000 degrees here though, so. Summer is when it gets hot. Summer is when I bring out my legs. The day that my legs come out, that's summer. I'm no, producer note, stop talking about hugging people. That's a good joke. That's a good thing. Here's Roger. Omit the lime next time. See my earlier comment. Dang. Put your earlier comment back in there because I can't find it. The original, okay. The original was lemon juice and regular OJ. By acid adjusting the OJ, you doubled the sour. Well, the original was lemon juice. We took out lemon juice. I guess I doubled the sour by adding malic acid. All right. Oh my goodness. Frank is now, Godzilla the Hun, the most reasonable of all of us, has now joined the fight. It's going to be 3 Amy's and 4 Amy's, 3 Franks versus 1 Godzilla. This is becoming a bloodbath. Okay, one second. Godzilla thinks he can take all of you. What year did you start karate? And that is really, I think, is what's going to be. Oh, Savage Cheese. Hey, this is Savage Cheese. This is, I've got to take a guess and say, this is Nick. Nick, who is a brilliant, just a tiki beacon. He's a tiki beacon. As soon as those next, what do you call them? Reservations. As soon as those next reservations come up, we're going to have a whole Cush night there. So I'll let you guys know when those come up. Good to see you there, Nick. And I will see you again tomorrow. Tomorrow. Big day, everybody. I think that's why I don't want to leave. If I leave this show after... I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it to a full hour. If I leave this show, that means I got to go back to work, and I'm a wreck. Okay. Thank you so much for everybody for tuning in to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. I will, of course, leave you. I would never leave you without putting up a dance party real quick. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. I'm Dr. Cush, and we are going to be back here, not on Thursday like we normally are. We're going to be back here on Friday, and then we're going to talk about a permanent schedule that works for all of us. Whether you are an Amy, whether you're a Frank, whether you are Godzilla coming to take us all down with your karate. Have a great night. Bye, guys.
Listen, I don't want to get too big for my britches, but I think I could take at least, I don't know, one Amy, maybe two Amys. I could certainly take on a Frank. And by the end of it, I think we would all look to the beacon that I am, me, Smokin' Joe, and sorry, something can't hear myself. Anyway, we would look to me as truly the king of the hill. So that's just my two little thoughts on that. A penny for my thoughts? Yes, I'll take a penny. And here's my thoughts. I, Smokin' Joe, could take you all on. And if you want, I'll meet you outside. Yeah, you want a little, as Lulu said, you want a little smoke and acid? Yeah, I got the smoke. I got the smoke, and I'll meet you outside. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning into Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. What do we always say here? We're always yelling at some jinga jingy. The jinga jinga. Hey, quit it. Put that down. Don't do that, jinga jinga. And also, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Smoking Joe. This is Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. Bye bye.